air signs, couple of things. First of all, there is a discount code in the description box for 50% off of personal readings still until the day 7th of November. Okay, so if you are interested in that, now is a good time to get that. Okay, secondly, my cats are being insane right now, so if there's some noise in the background or cats jumping on the table, you know, I apologize, but I can't really control 3 kittens while I'm doing this. So yes. Then the usual. These are general readings, so they will not resonate with everyone, okay? If you think your sun sign reading doesn't have messages for you, you can check out your moon, rising Venus, or any other sign that you feel connected to particularly. And there might be messages more specifically to you. And as usual, in the description box, I have a lot of information about, you know, the decks that I use and other things related to the reading and everything else. So check that out. And there's also links, timestamps that you can use to jump to your specific reading if you don't want to watch the whole video. Okay, I think that was all of them. So let's get to the readings. We have air signs, so we have Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini in this order. So we start with Aquarius, okay? Let's see what's going on with Aquarius. Cards are very, very slippery today, but let's try our best. And yeah, I forgot to say in the intro, again, I'm using a different layout. It looks exactly the same, or a different spread, sorry. But I will explain it as we go, okay? Okay, so we have 4 of Cups, 4 of Water. What else for Aquarius? I hope you are enjoying November. And if you had a very good October, if we're not in November yet. Come on. High Priestess wanted to come out but didn't. Let's see. We have the Queen of Fire, Queen of Wands. Interesting. And we have the Ace of Air, so Ace of Swords for the last card. In the bottom of the deck we have 9 of Swords and Ace of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so how I have figured out this spread now is mental and inner world, okay? Relationships and outer world, physical material realm, okay? And the bottom of the deck we have like the overall energy for this period. Usually the second card here, I see it as kind of some background for the reading, okay? Something that happened before, so I don't always take it into account, only when it really calls to me. And this to me seems like there has been some kind of a relationship or love related pain. I'm not saying a breakup because we have the 9 of Swords, not the 10. 9 of Swords is nightmares, stress, anxiety, those kind of things, okay? So I'm seeing this not necessarily as a breakup, but it can definitely also be that. But it can also be something that happened a while back already, but it's still kind of haunting you. Or then you are just very nervous about some sort of a relationship in your life, or some other thing. Doesn't need to be a relationship, but something that brings you very great happiness, or did bring you a lot of happiness. and either you are very scared that it will go away, or then you are still kind of feeling the pain of it going away. But especially in this deck, because this is a very, very positive deck, I mean, it's called the Good Tarot. This is like letting that pain go. Okay, so you might be little by little letting it go. It's still painful, but you know that in the long run, it's better to let the past be, or then stop worrying about things that are not in your control. So we have the mental place here. So our inner thoughts, our inner world, our emotions, all that is us and us alone. We have the Four of Cups, which is rather bored energy usually, in a way that either you feel like you don't have enough, or then what you have is just kind of blah, that you don't find joy in what you do have. Or even if you are offered something new, it's like, why would I? Like, I don't want that. I don't need that. It doesn't interest me. Just a very, very kind of dull energy. You might even be like consciously looking at stuff like, I want something more, but you don't really know what you want, so you're just kind of saying no to everything because you're not sure if that's the thing that you want. It's kind of negative mindset here, which does go hand in hand with this. You might not be ready for anything new. You might still be feeling this pain, so you're not really, even though you are looking, or not necessarily looking, but like keeping your mind open for new things, you always see the negative in it, or then you kind of expect there to be some hidden agenda. For relationships, then, relationships as in not necessarily love, but family, friends, close personal relationships, any interpersonal relationship kind of dynamic. We have the Queen of Wands, and I am seeing this here as a mother. Doesn't necessarily need to be a mother, but someone who you see as a very motherly figure to you, very nurturing, very warm, very loving. Like, you know that if you go to them, they will give you affection and care and attention and advice and all that. Or someone who they themselves kind of see you as someone that they need to protect and care for. Doesn't need to be a woman, of course. Just in general, this kind of nurturing and protective energy might be very significant to you in the beginning of November. And definitely if you feel this kind of pain or sadness or just dullness, you can always go to them. Also notice how this is a very, very, very warm card between these two very cold colored cards. So it's like your beacon of light is this person. It might be more than one person, obviously, it's because this is a general reading, but I am seeing it as one significant person, okay? For material world, then outside world, physical, as in work, home life, just the everyday existence. We have the Ace of Swords. So some kind of clarity is coming to you. regarding what, I'm not sure. There's a lot of readings for this period that I wish that I had clarifiers, but I'm not going to do that. Keep telling myself I'm not going to do that, so let's just keep it simple. But some kind of clarity is coming regarding something in your physical realm, okay? This could be something that there was a problem or some kind of confusion, and that is dissipating, and you can see, you can progress. You see the path clearer now at work or whatever. If you've been, as a very concrete example, if you've been wanting to purchase a house, for example, and there was some confusion on the other end of the deal and whatever, that can be kind of solved and everything, and now you can just move forward with the whole deal. So that part looks very positive, okay? Outward, like in your life, things seem to be clear and okay, but like you're just in this kind of negative mindset, so you might not even really acknowledge that things are going well. And not necessarily a negative mindset, but just this kind of dull, not really able to enjoy things kind of thing. We have shadow. And bottom of the deck we have patience. And this card fits perfectly to the season. We are in Scorpio season, which really calls everyone to look inwards, look at our shadow self. That doesn't always mean just unraveling negative things, but also to kind of find our own joy, especially if you've been this kind of negative haze for a while, going deep inside and seeing like why you feel like that, what can you do to maybe not feel like that, what are things that really would bring you a lot of joy at this time, kind of your basic needs, and going really deep into your core to solve those issues, okay? Sometimes when these kind of things happen, we try to just cover it up and not think about it, and that just makes things worse. They will eventually come back and you will have to deal with them. So it's better to just go deep and deal with them now, okay? And that way you can emerge from that haze. Okay, Aquarius? I hope you have a good first half of November. Regardless. Next up we have Libra. What is happening with Libra? Eight of Wands. Interesting. So again, I don't think I mentioned it in the intro, but I'm doing a different spread. It looks exactly the same, but I will explain it in just a second why it's different. One more for Libra. First half of November. Just out of Libra season. I do hope you had a good birthday. Three of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles, okay. Seven of Swords here with the Moon. Let's focus on this one, okay? Moon doesn't seem that pertinent to this reading right now. So, mental, relationships, and physical realm, overall energy. In this deck specifically, not so much in other decks, but especially this one, Three of Swords for me is a very like putting an end to people pleasing, okay? Especially with Libra, that can be a problem. Not to every Libra, okay? Not wanting to stereotype, but it can be an issue for Libra to try to please everyone and forget what you want. And this is kind of like emerging from that and going like, hey, I'm not sure why I keep doing this because I don't want to be doing this. Okay. For mental side, then, we have the Eight of Wands, which is past movement or messages. In this deck, very much like exploration, okay? It's like, I have arrived, now what? And because Eight of Wands is a very quick energy in this mental inner thoughts and world and emotions and everything, it feels like your brain, you know, your synapses are just going like rapid fire, like everything is happening in there in your mind very quickly. And this might be like a very good thing. It can be that you are getting a lot of ideas and you want to do all these things, or it can also mean like growing anxiety, or both, because usually if we get overwhelmed by our own mind, you know, it can turn into anxiety quickly if we don't know how to turn it down or tune it down, or we don't have time to actually do those things that we think about. So, depending on how you kind of materialize these ideas, it can be a very, very productive period for you, or then I would warn you that it might get confusing in your mind. For relationships, not necessarily love, but it can also be just any kind of interpersonal relationship dynamics here. We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is like you have planted a seed and now it is bearing fruit, or it will eventually bear fruit, but it is like slow going. So it could be that you have I'm getting like friend, you know, you have a friendship with someone, maybe you want to take it a little further, or they want to take it a little further, but you've been taking it very slowly, but it is slowly getting to like another level of intimacy. And again, it doesn't need to be love, it can just be friendships, just getting very close to someone. I'm also getting this for some of you, it can mean that you are like taking care of someone who is getting older, okay? Like a grandmother, or grandfather, or it can be a relative or just some other very close personal friend or something who is just getting a little older, and that might cause some especially health problems or mental problems as well, as happens. So for some of you, that might be more significant for this first half of November. physical world, the outside world, home, work, all that. Three of Pentacles is the card of collaboration, okay? Working together with others. Towards one goal. I don't know why I got so confused here for a second. It might be important for you to do this, but somehow it feels like maybe it's difficult to get there. Either you don't all really see things from the same perspective, or then it's also because you are in this kind of, I don't know what to do because I have all these ideas, and then I have to go do this, and then I have to go do this, and now I should focus on this project thing, but I can't because I'm thinking of this person, and so it might be difficult for you to ground yourself to focus on this project with these people. Okay? But it feels like some kind of a collaborative effort is needed, either at work or then in your family. This could also, if it's a family member that is getting older, like, don't take it upon yourself to be the only one taking care of that person, but like, it's a whole family effort. That could be a important warning for some of you. And also because we did have this people-pleasing card here, so I don't know. People might tell you that, okay, you are the one who needs to take care of that person because you've been taking care of them up until now, and it's like, you don't. It's not just your person, okay? It shouldn't be only on you. If there are other people who are also relatives or friends or whatever. Okay, let's see if there's any additional guidance here. Manifest. So this card, as you can imagine from the name, indicates that this is a very good time for manifesting your wants and needs, okay? Putting those ideas, because you seem to have many, but they are in a very chaotic, order in your mind. So try to focus a thought of like, I want this in my life, okay? It helps if you write it down. Make it clear as possible. This is what I want in my life, okay? Also, in general, at least for me, it helps a lot to write things down. So if your mind is in a complete just chaos, if you write it down, it's like you are pulling the thoughts out of your head and onto paper, and you become, your head becomes a little more spacious. But yes, you have the power to manifest things in your life that you want. Focus on what you do want. Okay, that is a very basic principle of manifesting things. Don't focus on, I don't want this, because it's like, universe doesn't understand the word not. If you focus on a thought that is negative, like very simple, I don't want to be unhappy. It's like the universe only hears me and unhappy, and then it's like all you get is more unhappiness. That's a very stupid example, but anyway, you get the basic principle. Instead of doing that, say, I want to be happy. So it's me happy, and universe gives you happy. That's a weird thing to say, but yeah, try to focus those thoughts, and remember that group effort is needed, okay? It's not only on you, whatever it is. So that was what I have for you, Libra. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a great first half of November. Last but not least, we have Gemini. I think the last two Gemini readings have been kind of interesting. Let's see what we have for you now. Very energetic deck today. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles. And again, I'm doing a different spread. It looks exactly the same as before, but I will explain it as we go. Temptation. Okay, Devil. There's a lot of Capricorn here. Okay, you might be dealing with a Capricorn. Or you have a lot of Capricorn in your chart, and that is just emerging this period. Okay, we have a little bit more fire here. And 7 Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, so very briefly, mental world, our own mind and emotions and thoughts and whatever. Relationships, any interpersonal relationships, not just love relationships, and material world around us. Okay, general energy. 7 of Pentacles for me is waiting for something to bear fruit. Okay, you have planted a seed and you are waiting for it to grow into something more. So you could be in kind of a waiting mode at this point for the first half of November. Really keeping your eye on whatever it is you've kind of planted. Now it can be anything. From planting a seed of thought, of an idea to someone's head and waiting for them to kind of figure it out, to actually starting a project and waiting for it to yield results, whatever. You take it as it fits in your life at the moment. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Mind and inner world, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Very sturdy, very solid, very abundant energy. Like you are sure of yourself. You know what you want. You know how to get there. If you don't have it yet, but it looks like you are very like healthy, wealthy, abundant. Okay, I see the Queen of Pentacles is like the 10 of Pentacles for me. But it is the personification of that, okay? And especially in this card, she's so proud, okay? It is very kind of animal energy from the face and the horn here. I don't think it's called a horn, but antlers? I think it's antlers, okay. Anyway, just very grounded energy, okay? Very grounded mentally, like you know where you are, you know what you want. That looks perfect, okay? Especially like in Scorpio season, things can get a little deep and emotional and uncertain in some aspects, but you seem to be just kind of rolling with it. Like not affected by anything. I really like that energy. For relationships, here we have temptation, which in traditional decks is the devil. Okay, so if you are dealing with a Capricorn, this can just mean that any Capricorn in your life is just very, very significant during this time, or if you have a lot of Capricorn in your chart, that side of you can be very prominent this couple of weeks and really resurfacing, and kind of depends on what planet or whatever, you know, you have on Capricorn, you know, those elements in your personality can be very out there and expressive towards other people. Or if that's not the case and there's no major Capricorns anywhere, you might be entering into a relationship, not necessarily love, but can be friendship or also family related, that feels very good, but ultimately you know it's not really good for you in the long run. And like, enjoy yourself if you don't expect it to last very long. Or it can be an indication of something that is kind of toxic. But because this is the good tarot, okay, and this is the good in all the cards, so in here it's really like temptation, very seductive, very passionate, but doesn't really go to the toxic part. But take it as it resonates. It might be that I'm especially getting like family member that is not really good for your mental health in any way, whatever feels or fits your situation, could be coming forward this 2 weeks and kind of be on the forefront of your relationships. So pay attention to that, okay? Really look at what kind of relationships you enter and what kind of relationships you entertain, okay? If it's not good for you and you don't want it to be just kind of a temporary little fling thing, maybe you want to reconsider that. For physical realm, the outer world, you know, not inner, not our thoughts and stuff, but like work and home life and everyday just routines and everything. I'm actually taking this as your energy as opposed to like if you're dealing with a fire sign or anything. It just seems like you are doing things with a passion, which looks really, really good. Okay? I'm not taking it as I'm also kind of linking it here, like, because you are going for things with this kind of, yeah, I don't care about the consequences, you know, you just do it because it feels good. That, you know, what I said about very seductive flings and everything, it kind of makes sense with this one. But I mean, your mental part here is very solid and very sturdy. So if like, go for it, have fun. Because even if things go south, you know, if things go a little wrong, it looks like you will not be disturbed by it. So why not have a little fun? And here, here, this kind of makes sense if it's like you, yourself, you've been working on yourself, you know? Like I was getting, this is more like planting a seed in someone's head. It might just be you. Like you've been working on yourself and your self-worth and your I won't say consistency, like your own consistent self. Like you know who you are because you've put in the work. So now you can kind of go a little nuts with other things. And it's gonna be fine, because if it goes well, well then awesome. If it doesn't work out, then boo. Okay. Dare to dream. Well, that fits perfectly to what I just said, doesn't it? And compassion. Okay, there's the reminder. Remember that even though you do feel like this might actually be you. Okay, this might be you. You're very seductive and like a temptress or whatever to other people, and you're kind of luring them in because you don't really care about the consequences, but maybe they do. So maybe you're a little toxic to other people because you don't really give a damn about their feelings. So maybe remember that even though you have this whole self-consistency, is that even a term? Well, it makes sense to me, so let's just go with it. They might not, and they might expect this to last a little longer. So while you're out there like living the dream, doing all the things that you might not have been able to do before because you were kind of scared, you were kind of iffy, you didn't have this sturdy core of who you are, so you didn't experiment, you didn't have the kind of fun before. You know, just make sure that people are on the same page if you do things that actually affect other people. Okay? Interesting. Interesting little depth there. Okay, let's see, okay. Mayhem. I hope this was helpful, Gemini, and at least it looks better than your previous month's readings, if I remember correctly. So have a good first half of November, and I will see you again soon in another video. Bye.